בשם השם נעשה ונצליח. בוקר טוב, good morning everyone. Parashat Shelach Lecha. So we ended the last week's parasha, very famous story about Miriam. We know Miriam said something not really bad. She just said that why is Moshe Rabbeinu separated from his wife? Because Hashem talked to him. Hashem talks to us too, right? We didn't separate from my husband or Aaron Cohen didn't separate from his wife. All he did, he equalized Moshe to her level or Aaron's level. Hashem got very upset. He said, "You're very, very different. Moshe is much higher. Why do you lower his level?" So Torah said, last week's parasha, and the real last part of parasha, that Miriam will become Metzorah, right? She will have Sarat for a week at least. She cannot get out of the house, so she was quarantined by herself outside the Machane, outside the camp for 7 days, and everybody waited for her to return, and then they started going. So one very important lesson from there is that a person should not say lashon hara, right? Lashon hara is a very, very bad thing. People have emotions. When you say something bad about them, you break their feelings, you hurt them, you insult them. They might lose their status. In this case, not really. Hashem didn't budge to Miriam, and still Moshe is the highest level. But a person should not say bad things about other people. Very important. Lashon hara is a very bad avera, very big sin. So that was the story ending last week's parasha. This week's parasha apparently has nothing to do with what happened before. Now Moshe talks about sending spies to Israel. Before they go in, they want to check out the country to see what the land is, if they are strong, what are the strategically planning of conquering Israel, which I guess every nation needs to know, right? Espionage, spies. It's a very important part of every government, right? You heard of spies ever? People go in to another country to find out what's going on. Right? The Mossad agency started from, maybe that's what's called Mossad, the Moshe. That's a different spelling altogether. But every country really relies on their intelligence when they want to go to war. So Moshe, Hashem said to Moshe, you could send for yourself people to spy out the land. Each tribe could send one person. Nasibahim, their leaders. Leader of each tribe should go to spy the land of Israel. So what's the connection between spying land of Israel and Miriam saying lashon hara about Moshe? Is there a connection? I mean, for us, two separate parshas. You look at the Torah; it's one after another. There's no separation. One piece ends, the other piece begins. Usually, two parashiot, two paragraphs in the Torah have some kind of a connection to each other. They have to be somehow connected. So, what's the connection between saying lashon hara and going to spy out Israel? So Rashi says that Moshe Rabbeinu, Miriam was punished for saying lashon hara about Moshe Rabbeinu. That should have taught everybody a very big lesson. Don't say lashon hara. Don't say bad things about other people. So now these 12 people who go to spy Israel, they should have learned the lesson too. Don't say lashon hara about Israel, right? So one was a person, one was a land, but the same thing. You can't say bad things about especially when it's untrue. We have a special mitzvah when it comes to Israel. A person cannot say bad things about Israel. You don't like politics, you don't like the food, you don't like the city, you don't like the residents. You can't say bad things about them, right? what's the pasuk say? It says, I forgot the person should see the good in Yerushalayim, right? In the middle of Tehillim, we say on holidays, or Betuv Yerushalayim. So I forgot the exact language, but the person should always see the good in Israel, right? Uh, there's a war, say, "Oh, Baruch Hashem, we are winning. The good things happening. There's so much protection, so much nisim, niflaot, so many miracles. Hashem is with us. It's a scary time, but Hashem, you have to see the good always, right? You like the government, they like the government, the same. You don't like their policies, don't like. A person should not say bad things about Israel, right? And that was their real mistake. They didn't know Hashem doesn't like people saying bad things about Israel, just like Hashem didn't like Miriam talk bad about Moshe. Saying lashon hara is a very bad avera. A person should try. Gemara says probably it's the hardest mitzvah to keep, not to say lashon hara. Probably the hardest mitzvah. Right? Even if a person doesn't say exact lashon hara, he tries to cover up the sugarcoat the lashon hara to make it look. I'm not saying lashon hara. I'm just making a statement, a comment, or I'm saying good things about him. But you're saying lashon hara. So a person should be very, very careful. So now, the very big question, one of the biggest questions of the Parsha is, why did Hashem let this happen? Right? It says, Shelach, send. Hashem says, send spies. Why such a tragedy happened after the this mission? So now, Gemara says, עושה מצווה, שומר מצווה, לא ידע דבר רע. If somebody is doing a mitzvah, nothing bad will happen out of it. There's no way you do a mitzvah and you end with tragedy. Have you heard people that take stock of and they go on a journey, on a vacation, on a traveling? Why? Because they want to do the mitzvah as they travel. That nothing bad should happen to them. So shomer mitzvah lo yadע דבר רע. If you're doing mitzvah, nothing. So here, 10 out of 12, tragic things happen. They died, they were punished. The Jewish nation was punished for it. Tisha B'Av came along because of it. If Hashem said, send it, why bad things came out of it? If you look at the Parsha, he says, Shelach Lecha Anashim, send the people. We are told to Canaan, they should spy out the land of Canaan. And he says, Vaishlach otam Moshe midbar Paran. Moshe sent them from midbar Paran, the desert of Paran where they were. Al pi Hashem, on the command of Hashem. Kula Anashim, the all people, heads of Jewish children. So, Hashem as a father, if I tell my son to do something, if I know he's going to do bad things, something bad, I'm not going to ask him to do something scary, dangerous, something to his disadvantage. When Hashem asked Jews to do something, Hashem knows the outcome, whatever, but nothing bad should have come from it. Right? Matthew, what's the answer? If Hashem said send the spies, why they shouldn't have gone so bad? Tisha B'Av came because of this story.
What was the mitzvah to go spy the land?
Hashem said,
see the place.
huh?
To go see the place, and inside Israel, they go and see the place and say good things about Israel.
Good things should have come out of it. Why bad things come out of it?
Because they say all the wrong things.
So, okay, very good. So why did Hashem make it like, meaning, if Hashem says, put on tefillin, put on tzitzit, you should not encounter bad things when you do the mitzvah.
Right.
Keep Shabbat, person, or keep kosher, whatever mitzvah there is, the person cannot. Hashem promised if you do a mitzvah.
The mitzvah of spying the land.
Huh?
I don't understand.
There's a mitzvah. Oh, okay, very good. So the question is, it says Shelach Lecha, send it. He says send. That means I'm giving you mitzvah, no?
Send it to see how beautiful it is. but they got scared from the people.
Okay.
Why do you spy a place? Because you're afraid, you're scared. You want
So
to see.
so now I tell you, okay.
They didn't have enough emunah. Why they want to
They went to
spy?
explore to see.
No, it's not exploring. Spying is not exploring in that sense.
So there are different
I think.
different approaches. You guys are saying different approaches that Chachamim talk about. Rashi says that there was no mitzvah. It was a permission. Meaning, Hashem said, I don't give you a commandment to send. Shelach Lecha. You send it for yourself. I'm telling you, you don't have to do it. If I promise you a good land, what do you have to ask questions on it? Don't worry, it will be okay. If Hashem tells me, buy this house, I want to get an inspector to make sure that it's a good house. If Hashem talks to me, just what Hashem did to Moshe, you're going to the land of Israel, you don't need anything, you're good. I'm taking you out of Egypt to go to Israel, you don't need inspectors, right? So why do you need to get 12 spies? Hashem said, that's what Hashem said, Shelach lecha leda'atcha, is according to your opinion. I don't want. So what happened? Torah talks about this story again in Devarim later on. Over there, it says that Moshe said, you came to me and you asked for spies. It wasn't my original idea to send spies. Jews came to Moshe and said, Moshe, you have to send Mossad first.
They could have said, no, we're not sending anybody.
So Moshe asked Hashem. So Moshe didn't say yes or no. I'm going to ask God. Hashem said, I told you the good land. I'm taking you out of Egypt to get good land. You want to spy? What are you're doubting it? Again, if Hashem told you to buy this house, still I have to inspect it first. You're not talking to a broker that he wants to make money. Tell it to Hashem. So because you ask for it and you don't trust me, I'll leave a room for you to make mistake. So I'm going to send spies, see what's going to happen. So that's Rashi's answer. Sifora adds that Hashem said, if there is any spies going, better Moshe decide who should be the spies, not the Jews. There's an interesting story. This is a beautiful story. I heard this from Rabbi Heinemann. Rabbi Heinemann is the big Rav in Baltimore. He said that he wanted to make a roof. So he's an expert in many things, probably everything, but in a roof in mikveh, it's very old, he's in his 80s now, maybe 90s. So he's an expert in halacha, in practical halacha, all over. So he made a roof different places, right? He wanted to make a roof in Baltimore to make people be able to carry on Shabbat. Rav Ruderman, Rosh Yeshiva, Baltimore said, don't do it. People should not use a roof. There are many people who are, not pro a roof. There are different measurements of halacha. How lenient can you go on a roof? How far the poles could be? What can be in the roof? Outside a roof? Different. You have to be very, very lenient to use a roof. Rav Ruderman didn't like it. So then people said, okay, you don't want to do it, we'll do it. We make a roof. You don't have to make a roof. We're going to hire a few rabbis that they know something. We'll make a roof. At that point, Rav Ruderman told Rav Heinemann, okay, you go make a roof. So what happens? I don't want people to do a roof. If there's a roof, at least whether to be done by you, you know what to do. If Alabatim do it in town, they don't know anything. We have a roof, people start carrying. So I wanted someone who knows what he's doing. I don't like the idea, but do it. Second story was that he said, I once went to a wedding. I heard the story from himself. I went to a wedding, and Yaakov Kamenetsky, the big Rav of New York, came to the wedding. And I said, Shalachem, Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky was a big Rosh Yeshiva, very, very important. Probably the most famous Rosh Yeshiva in America at the time. Probably more famous than Rav Ruderman of Baltimore. And he said, Moshe Heinemann. He said, you're the one who made the Eruv? I said, yes. So he gave me a look and walked away. He didn't talk to me. I'm like, oh, this is the last time I make Eruv. I'm sorry, Rav Yaakov Kamik doesn't like it. I made Eruv, I'm not going to do it anymore. So then a few months later, a Sephardi rabbi called me from somewhere in New Jersey. If you want to make Eruv, would you help us? I said, that's the most, there's no way. What? Just, I made the big rabbis are against it, and I don't want to make Eruv anymore. That's it, I'm done. That's what I talk about. I asked Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky, he said, call Rabbi Heinemann, he knows how to make Eruv. So Rabbi Yaakov said, yes. I called Rabbi Yaakov, I want to make a good kosher Eruv. Let's talk to Moshe Rabbi Heinemann, he knows how to make Eruv. So anyways, Rabbi Heinemann made Eruv for them. So I guess when it comes to practice and people want to do it, at least let someone who knows what to do. He should do, not anybody. So Sifur says that's why Hashem told Moshe you could send, because they're going to send, who's going to send? Bad people, negative people who have wrong judgment. At least Moshe, when you pick the good ones. They're going to come, show the beauty of Israel, or even if there is let's say a hard time to conquer Israel. They will say, don't worry, Hashem will be with us, you have to pray more, daven more. Like now, there's a war, right? What are you going to say? Some people are very negative. They'll say, oh, we're going to lose, oh, it's going to happen, oh, blah. Some people are going to say, no, Hashem is with us, we just have to pray more. We have to awaken Hashem's rachamim. If you want the defense missiles to work, anti-aircraft, anti-missiles to work, pray harder, say more Tehillim, get close to Hashem. So that's what Hashem meant. Moshe, send somebody who's going to come and say good report, positive report, not a negative report. So that was there. So Rashi is saying, and when you follow, it's not that Hashem has asked them to send. If Hashem asked them, then bad things could not happen from it. Hashem only allowed it because they were going to do it anyways, right? So that's the Rashi or Sifono's approach. Ramban, another very important commentary on Torah and Gemara, right? Yosha heard of Ramban. Ramban is very, very important Rav, very, very big commentary, very brave commentary. He lived after the Rambam. Rambam lived probably 800 years ago. He lived about 600, all from Spain. They all they all fled from Spain because they were killing Jews a lot at the time. There's a very story, I've shared it. Ramban, there's a book called Vikuach Ramban. His debates, debates, presidential debates. He debated a priest with the permission of the king, and he destroyed the priest. And the priest was a Jew originally himself. But he went off and he wanted to advocate for the other religion, destroy it. You have no idea what you're talking about. Every passage you say from Tanakh is wrong. That's not the Torah meant, that's not the Navi meant, and then he ran. After the debate, he ran for his life. Even though the king had said, he said, okay, you can say what you want. They're going to kill him. So he ran for his life. So there's a book published, Vikuach Ramban. All the debates that Ramban went through. So now, Ramban says, Ramban disagrees a little bit with Rashi. He says, no. Okay, again, we have the concept. If Hashem gives you a mitzvah, it can't go wrong. That mission should be fulfilled 100%. But here we see that it didn't go right. Unfortunately, bad things happen after it. So it says that Hashem did command Moshe to send people, right? But Hashem didn't pick who to go. So 10 out of 12 said bad things. They should have said, I'm not going. I don't know how to say it. I can't say good things about it. I'm not such a strong person. It's not my mission. Hashem not picked the choices. Who picked it? Moshe did. There was no real mitzvah from Hashem that, let's say, from Reuven, Shamua ben Zakur. Mr. Shamua, you have to go. Moshe announced, who wants to go lead this mission? We need 12 leaders from each tribe. One. Shamua Zakur said, I want to go. if Shammua would have said, I don't want to go, Moshe would have forced him, say, you know what, you don't want to go? Good, that's not your mission. That's not your mitzvah. It's not like putting on tefillin. Everybody has to put on tefillin. Keeping Shabbat, you have to keep Shabbat. There was a mitzvah from Hashem to send people, according to Ramban, but not on a personal level. The other way around, we see end of Bamidbar, where is the chapter 34, pasuk Yud Zayin. So it says that Hashem told Moshe, when Jews go to Israel, Moshe will not go to Israel. This after he will make that sin. He said that, who's going to be the leader? Yehoshua, Elazar, son of Aaron, will go in. He cannot go. Aaron cannot go. But his son and Yehoshua will be the leaders. So they're going to divide the land of Israel to all the tribes. 12 tribes. Yosef became 2 different tribes. Levi didn't get anything anyways. Levi didn't have any land. So still have 12 tribes because Yosef became 2 separate tribes. But over there, it says, Hashem said to Moshe, Ve'ele shemot ha'anashim. I'm telling you who are the names of the people who are going to lead every tribe to get their land. From Yehuda, Kalev, and Yifune, Shimon, Shmuel, ben Amihud, Binyamin, Eliyadah, ben Kisron. Rabbi says over there, Hashem specified who is going to be in charge. Right? Here didn't specify. Don't go. If that's not you, why you take a mission that you cannot do? Who can have it? Why he forced you have to go. So Raman says, even if there was a mitzvah to go, but not because it was not on a personal level, so that concept doesn't apply. That concept doesn't apply, meaning you could go and do bad things with it. Right? So Rabban, there are different mitzvot. One mitzvah is upon everybody to do, and you have no option not to do it. If you do that mitzvah, promise from Hashem, nothing bad will happen to you. Right? Nothing bad will happen to you. By keeping Shabbat, keeping kosher, not saying Lashon Hara, not stealing, keeping the holidays. Hashem has guaranteed nothing bad will come out of it. Don't say I'm going to lose money. Nothing. You won't lose anything by doing mitzvah. But a mitzvah does not obligation on a personal level. They only needed 12 people to go. Yehoshua and Kalev, they were the right people to go because they said good things. They knew they're not going to be under the influence of other people, or they were not biased to their mission. The others were very, very biased and they said bad things. So even though there was a mitzvah, but because they unfortunately they didn't have the capacity or the capability of doing it, they did bad things. I want to share just a few more ideas and then we can go. So the main theme of this Parsha obviously is trusting in Hashem. Hashem wants us, Hashem is with us, we'll win. If Hashem is not with us, we'll lose. Right? That's basically the story of the Jewish nation, land of Israel.
All the wars.
If Hashem is with us, we'll win. As you can see from the news, how come when they threw 200 ballistic missiles a few months ago, Israel could defend all of them. Not even one hits their direct impact. And here, after 30, 20, 25, unfortunately, there's so many impact. I don't think people are sleeping on the job. They're trying to use the anti-missile devices, but it's not working. Sometimes it doesn't work, unfortunately. Why? Sometimes Hashem visits us. Perfect. If Hashem has to Shalom sees that Jews are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, they have enough emunah, right? Or depend on their own kochi v'asem yadi. Very, very important. A person should not trust himself too much. Okay, obviously you have to have the army, you have to have the weaponry, everything, but don't say this is all we are winning with. You have to remember Hashem. I was reading somewhere that when this attack happened, Netanyahu told Aryeh Deri. Aryeh Deri is the head of the Shas party. Shas is a religious party, Sephardi religious party. And they were, a week ago, they were fighting to take all the yeshiva students to the army, and they were pulling out the government. So if you do it, we're gonna. So in the end, I think Netanyahu compromised a little bit. So for now, we can do something that you don't have to go, whatever. So when the war started, he said, I can tell you, the big part of this war, winning this first few days, I mean, the first day or two, is hashka pratit. It's Hashem's, supervision, because things are exact second it has to happen, it happened. Imagine, if the drone didn't go the right way, or the guy woke up early in the morning and wasn't in the bed when the drone came to the house. Many things could have happened at that night. But everything went exactly as planned. He says the big part of this thing is hashka pratit, divine, divine supervision. It says, the fact that Hashem is with you is up to you. Keep Hashem with you. Don't ruin it. Don't drive Hashem away. If you again oppose the thing and you want to send the yeshiva boys to army and don't let them learn Torah, there's going to be a big problem. So Torah says in this Parsha a couple of times, a few times, that Hashem says, "Why don't you believe me? You have to believe in me, right?" So how do we show we believe in Hashem nowadays? Obviously, with keeping mitzvot, not to break any, mitzvah, but also by praying. When a person prays, you are saying, Hashem, I believe in you. You're going to help me. You're going to help our army, our country. You're going to protect us, not us. It's very, very important. That's the bottom line. We go to shul. We go to shul, you pray, you open Tehillim, you open the Siddur. What are you saying? I'm saying that, Hashem, I trust you. I need you. I rely on you. That's very, very important. Very, very important. Okay, the last thought, I know where has to go, is about the wording of the Torah. The Torah says that when they were sending 12 tribes, 12 leaders of each tribe, Ephraim, למטה אפרים הושע בן נון, למטה יוסף, למטה מנשה גדי בן סדי. He says that, Yosef sent 2 spies. From Ephraim was Hoshea ben Nun. From Menashe was Gadi ben Sisi. But Torah doesn't say by Ephraim that, he was Yosef's son. It just says from Yosef was the tribe from Yosef. From Menashe was Gadi ben Sisi. When it comes to Ephraim, it says, Mate Ephraim. Say Ephraim is son of Yosef. Doesn't say it. What's the difference? So the Farshim say, because Ephraim, from him, Hoshea ben Yehoshua came. Yehoshua came from Ephraim. Yehoshua did not say Lashon Hara about Israel. He said good things. Hashem didn't put him next to Yosef. Why? Because Yosef was somebody who said Lashon Hara about his brothers. When it comes to Menashe, who was Gadi ben Sisi, right? It says, son of Yosef. Why? Yosef said Lashon Hara?
And he says,
So when you have a bad midah, bad habit, bad averah, sin in you, it carries over. People will follow you. Your kids will follow you. Not the other way around. We're going to learn in a few weeks in Parshat Pinchas that there was a guy, Selofchad. Selofchad died. He didn't have any boys, and only girls. And the girls came to Moshe and said, Moshe, we want to get inheritance in Israel. We want to have a land in Israel. So you don't have boys. As far as I know, we should give all the land to the boys. He said, no, we want a land in Israel. Why should we do that? Moshe asked Hashem, they're right. They're going to get it. The portion of the father goes to the girls. When there is no boys, the girl gets the portion of the father. Over there, he said, the Selofchat, Ben, good morning, he said, give me 1 minute, I will write it to you. Son of, daughters of, Selofchat. Selofchat was son of, I don't know who, son of Menashe, son of Yosef. Over there says, they're the granddaughters, great-granddaughters of Yosef. Why over there says they were granddaughters of Yosef? In a bad way, they were the same. because Menashe copied his father to say Lashon Hara about Israel, because the father said Lashon Hara about his brothers. But Yosef also had a very good midah. He said, I want to be buried in Israel. He told his children, when we go out of Egypt, take my bones with you. He made them swear. So the granddaughters also, my great-grandfather loved Israel to be buried there. We want to have a land in Israel. Over there says, oh, these girls, they also come from Yosef. So what do you see? We have a good midah, a good mitzvah, something positive, it carries over. The gene carries over. You have Khakshoor, bad thing, also carries over. So whatever you do, your children will follow. Good, follow good. Too bad, well, it's a very, very important lesson, right? So the person should always keep in mind what you do has a consequence for children as well. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Zag Baruch.
Zag.
Zag Baruch.